Have you ever wondered if your worth is truly reflected by what you own or what you achieve? It's a paradoxical question, isn't it? In our society, we're often led to believe that our worth is measured by external accomplishments, our job, our salary, our possessions. But does owning a fancy car or having an impressive job title truly reflect our worth? Let's explore this further. There's another type of worth, one that isn't tied to material possessions or achievements. It's called intrinsic worth. This is the value we carry within ourselves, independent of external factors. It's our character, our values, our passion, our kindness. It's the love we give and the love we receive. It's the lives we touch and the difference we make. This is the paradox of self-worth. On one hand, society pushes us towards materialistic worth, while on the other, our true worth lies within us, waiting to be discovered. Now, let's dive into a Zen story that beautifully illustrates this concept. Once upon a time, in a small village in Japan, there lived a humble monk named Koan. Koan was a man of simple means, choosing a life of contemplation and service over material wealth. He lived in a modest hut at the edge of the village, his only possessions being his robe, a set of wooden bowls, and a worn copy of the Lotus Sutra. Despite his lack of material possessions, Koan was a man of considerable influence. Villagers sought his counsel on matters both large and small, from resolving disputes to finding solace in times of grief. His wisdom was profound, his kindness unwavering. He was respected not for what he had, but for who he was. One day a wealthy merchant came to the village. Seeing Koan's humble dwelling and meager belongings, he scoffed, "How can a man of such little worth command such respect?" Undeterred by the merchant's scorn, Koan invited him to share a meal. As they ate, Koan spoke of the impermanence of material possessions, the importance of inner peace, and the joy of living a life in service to others. The merchant listened, captivated by Koan's words and the tranquility he exuded. After the meal, Koan presented the merchant with a small, intricately carved wooden lotus flower. "This," he said, "represents the true measure of worth. It's not the gold in your coffers or the silk on your back, but the kindness in your heart, the wisdom in your mind, and the peace in your soul." The merchant was moved. He realized that true worth was not found in material possessions, but in the depth of one's character and the quality of one's actions. He thanked Koan for his wisdom and left the village a changed man. And so Koan showed us that the true measure of worth is not in what we own, but in who we are at our core. A simple story, yet it holds profound truths. Let's delve deeper. This Zen story paints a vivid picture of the common misconception of self-worth. Society often equates worth with external measures, wealth, status, beauty, or accomplishments. This is a shallow and misleading view of worth. In our Zen story, Koan, the humble woodcutter, isn't seen as valuable by the villagers. Their perception, however, doesn't define his worth. His value isn't diminished because they can't see it. What then determines our true worth? The story suggests that it's our inner values, our character, and our actions that truly define us. Koan, despite being overlooked by the villagers, was a man of virtue. He was kind, patient, and wise. His worth wasn't tied to his occupation or the villagers' opinion of him. Koan's realization of his intrinsic worth is a poignant moment in the story. He didn't need the villagers to validate his worth. He didn't need to become a samurai to be valuable. He was already worthy, just as he was. This realization freed him from the constraints of external validation and allowed him to live authentically. The story also highlights the importance of self-perception in determining our worth. The villagers saw Koan as a simple woodcutter, but he saw himself as a man of value. His self-perception wasn't swayed by the villagers' views. This is a powerful lesson for us. Our worth isn't determined by how others see us, but by how we see ourselves. The Zen story of Koan is a reminder that our worth is inherent. It's not something that can be given or taken away by external factors. It's not something that needs to be earned or proven. It's something that we all possess simply by virtue of being human. The story challenges us to reevaluate our own perceptions of worth, both in ourselves and in others. It encourages us to look beyond surface appearances and societal measures of value and to recognize the inherent worth in all people. As Koan taught us, our worth is not determined by external factors, but by our character and actions. Now, you might be wondering, how does this apply to me? Let's contemplate that. The Zen story we've just explored is not merely an ancient tale, but a metaphorical roadmap for our own journey of self-discovery. It's a reminder that our worth is not defined by societal pressures or external validations, but by our own understanding of self. In our everyday lives, we often find ourselves straining under the weight of societal expectations. These might be about our careers, our relationships, or even our appearance. We can easily get caught in the race for success, fame, and wealth, forgetting that these are not the true measures of our worth. Just like the young monk in our story, we might find ourselves clinging to these illusions, unsure of our own value without them. But remember, the old Zen master didn't base the young monk's worth on his achievements. Instead, he saw the monk's inherent value, his potential for growth and learning. Similarly, our worth lies not in what we have accomplished, but in who we are and who we can become. It is rooted in our capacity for kindness, resilience, creativity, and all those uniquely human traits that cannot be quantified or compared. Our self-perception too plays a crucial role in this journey. It's easy to judge ourselves harshly, to focus on our flaws and mistakes. But the Zen story encourages us to see ourselves with compassion and understanding. It urges us to recognize our potential, to value ourselves not despite our imperfections, but because of them. After all, it is through overcoming challenges that we grow and evolve. The journey of self-discovery, then, is about peeling away these external layers of expectation and judgment and delving into our inner world. It's about understanding that our worth is not something to be earned or proven, but something to be discovered and embraced. It's about realizing that we are not static beings, defined by our past or our circumstances, but dynamic ones, constantly evolving and changing. So, as we navigate through our lives, let's carry the wisdom of this Zen story with us. Let's remember that our worth is not a reflection of external achievements, but a testament to our inner strength and potential. Let's strive to see ourselves with kindness and compassion, recognizing our inherent value. Remember, discovering your true worth is a journey, not a destination. So, what can we take away from Monk Koan's story? In a nutshell, it's about the profound realization that our worth is not dependent on external validation, but rather it's something inherent within us. It's about understanding that the value we bring to the table is not determined by material possessions, social status, or the approval of others. It's about the beautiful, unshakable truth that our value is intrinsic and unchanging. Throughout our journey today, we've delved into the paradox of self-worth, explored a poignant Zen story, unpacked its profound messages, and discussed how we can apply these insights to our own lives. We've seen how Monk Koan discovered his true worth, not in the eyes of the world, but in himself. We've understood that our worth is not something to be earned or proven, but something to be recognized and embraced. Think about it. How liberating it is to know that your worth is not up for debate, that it doesn't fluctuate based on the highs and lows of life, that it remains constant regardless of the trials and tribulations you face. This realization has the power to transform your life, to fill it with a sense of peace, contentment, and fulfillment. However, understanding this concept is one thing. Living it is another. It requires practice, patience, and perseverance. It's a journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance. A journey that is both challenging and rewarding. But rest assured, every step you take on this path brings you closer to a more fulfilling life. So, dear friends, as we wrap up today's discussion, I encourage you to ponder over these insights. Reflect on them, internalize them, and let them guide you on your journey towards discovering your true worth. If you found value in this video, please subscribe to our channel. Remember, your worth is immeasurable. Until next time, keep discovering.